Could Christian Pulisic still play a role in the Bundesliga title race? And in just how big of a mess are Weston McKennie and Schalke? We'll answer those questions next on Amerikaner Abroad. Hello, people. I'm Alexi Lalas. That is Jovan Kirovski. That is Maurice Edu here in the beer cellar. You know who needs a beer about right now? Schalke. The players, the coaches, the fans, because their team cannot seem to stop the bleeding. Weston McKennie was back in the side on Friday after missing the last 2 games. He picked up his 4th assist of the season, but Schalke still lost their 3rd straight game, falling 4-2 to Werder Bremen. All right, Jovan, what did you think of McKennie's performance? And then also, what is going on with Schalke?
Well, I think it's always difficult to play in a team that's struggling. He's such a versatile player. He's played in so many positions, and he does so many qualities. He works hard. He's good in the air. Throughout this match, this one he played in midfield, more of an attacking midfield role. But he's so good, covering so much ground, working. But in a tough team, in a team that's not getting results, it's always difficult. I think this season he's played right back, he's played center midfield, he's played off the front. And here he's creating chances. He can get in behind. And on the day, he created one of the goals as well. He's terrific in the air. Here's the play. He comes up and he flicks it on. But he's been good this season. He's been good in a team that hasn't been great. And Schalke, last year, they were one of the best defensive teams in the league. They didn't concede many goals. They still struggled to score last year, but they would win 1-0. Tedesco figured it out. This year, they're not doing it. It's very difficult. They're conceding goals, and they're not scoring goals. So it's always difficult.
And, you know, Schalke lost 5 of their last 6 right now. How difficult is it for a young player in a situation like that where it's no more about development, it's no more about just getting things right, it's about you need results right now. And you're looking at your coach, you're looking at yourself, you're looking at your teammates, you're looking at your future. A lot of things going through. It's great that he's on the field, but in this type of environment, is it a problem for him at Schalke?
It's definitely a problem. No one likes to lose, and he's in a situation now, as Jovan mentioned, where he's basically being used to just plug holes. They realize his versatility, they realize his quality, they realize that he has an engine, he's going to work hard for the team. So all these things they're definitely not the best situation for him. But the one thing that is good is that he is on the pitch, and I think going through a situation like this is going to toughen him up. It's going to strengthen him. It's going to help his mentality. You can already tell by the way he plays. He's a winner. He's a competitor. He's a competitor. He's going to compete. He's going to leave it all on the pitch. Does he need to make a move? I would say so. I think he needs to be in a team that plays, that allows him to establish himself in a situation, in a position. I think his best position is probably number 8.
Okay, so you think he's a number 8?
I think he's a number 8.
I think he's a number 8 as well.
You can see his engine. He wins the tackle. Doesn't just stop there. He plays the ball forward, continues with the play. You can see that he wants to get in the box. He wants to start the play. He wants to help finish the play off. And I think if he's in a team that allows him to do that on a consistent basis, week to week, not where he does it this week and then the next week he's playing right back.
Well, I mean, as we mentioned, the good part is that he is playing. Maybe this is a parlay type of situation. Go on to bigger and better things and use it. And yes, we want everybody to be a part of the team, but also there's an individual aspect of playing professional sports where if the team's going to lose, if the team's going to be bad, fine, but be a good player within that so people can pick you out and say, all right, he's in a bad situation, but individually, that's somebody that you want on our team. And I think there's a lot of people, despite the fact he's playing a lot of positions, and maybe even because of the fact that he's playing a lot of positions, that are looking at him as a valuable player going forward. So I don't think he's going to be wanting for opportunities. All right, another team that has been in a funk is Borussia Dortmund. They did get the win at home against Stuttgart this weekend, but a 9-point lead over Bayern in December has been completely wiped out. Christian Pulisic, once again, on the bench, but he came off the bench for the final 10 minutes against Stuttgart and scored a goal. All right, Jovan, Christian Pulisic receiving more playing time. Can he still play a role right now, or should he still play a role right now for Borussia Dortmund in this title race? We know in the summer he's going to Chelsea.
I think definitely he should play a role, and now that he scored today, it's like a new player. They haven't used him the last 3 months. They had him on the bench most of the time. They didn't start many games. And today he comes on, and he made a real difference in the game. He set up the second, although a little bit fortunate, but he sets it up, and then he clinches the third. The icing on the cake comes across, a good finish that gives him confidence. And this is another option. If you're a coach, you look down the bench, he can start, he can come off the bench, he can make a real difference in these important games. I think he's going to be vital for Borussia Dortmund down the stretch.
Mo?
I think, yeah, I agree with Jovan, and I think I see no reason why he can't play from the start. Have Jadon Sancho on one side, him on the other side. defense is going to look at that and be afraid. You know, you have a good striker in Alcacer, and then you have Marco Reus playing the 10, and those two on the wing going forward. You should feel pretty confident, and that'll take some pressure off of Delaney and Axel Witsel in the midfield. They can really sit back and just protect the back four, and you have a better base. Now you're not putting any emphasis or any added pressure on them to be creative going forward. They can, but they don't have that pressure to go on and do that.
So when people ask me, and people ask me all the time, and I'm sure they ask you, why isn't Christian Pulisic, this player that we've put on a pedestal, why isn't he starting and why isn't he playing? How much of it has to do with the move to Chelsea?
Well, I think that's one thing. It does have a lot to do with it. He's going on next year. He's moving on to another club. Obviously, in Borussia Dortmund, there's competition for places. There's very good players. You have Guerrero, you have Larson, you have Sancho.
Yeah.
You have very good players that have been playing well. And I think you could see he was down after the winter break. Maybe his mind was elsewhere. He wasn't getting opportunities. This will be a massive boost for him. Coming on today, getting a goal, setting up a goal. And I think he wants to play. He wants to do well, and I think he'll get opportunities now.
And I think they need him. They need him to do well because, as you said, he came off the bench. It was a spark. And if they're going to try to win this title, they need everyone firing on all cylinders. So if you have Pulisic in good form, we all know what kind of threat he poses for any team.
Well, the good news is, from a Bundesliga standpoint, we have a race going on. Plenty of Americans continue to play in the Bundesliga. Up next for Christian Pulisic in Dortmund is a road game against Hertha Berlin. You can catch that one on Saturday live on FS2. Also that day, Schalke face Leipzig, which should mean a matchup between American Weston McKennie and American Tyler Adams in the middle of the field. And then on Sunday, not only American, but red-headed American Josh Sargent and Werder Bremen visit Bayern Leverkusen. That's on FS1. We will talk to you then. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen.